What motivates you day to day, like at 1 o'clock when you're ready for your work, when you're supposed to be working out, but you feel tired, or a client just yelled at you?
I'm tired every day.
Me too.
I'm tired every day, but I know the bills got to get paid, right?
That's right.
And me and my husband are both entrepreneurs, so we don't get up and we don't get to it. Something not going to get paid. So we have kids. We have mouths to feed as well. So the motivation is also, for me, as being a survivor. Like, I can't just go get a job unless you're okay with hiring a felon.
From New Orleans, with the Forstalls. This is Local Legends. One-on-one conversations with some of New Orleans' most exciting and influential business owners, entrepreneurs, movers, and shakers. They're here to give their take on all things going down in the Big Easy.
What's up, New Orleans? Welcome to the podcast. I am your host, Jonathan Forstall. Today, we have an amazing guest. We have someone who has built a brand locally in New Orleans, a fitness brand. She's a gym owner. She has a product line, a supplements product line. She's written a book and now recently a relationship coach. She does all kinds of things. So help me welcome beautiful Brittany Flippen. Thank you for coming to my podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So I'd like to get started with your story. Let's take you back to 10-year-old or childhood Brittany. What was she like?
Brittany was very independent. Still is. I am the only girl. I have a younger brother and older brother. Single mom, raising a single mom. From New Orleans, just having to do a lot at an early age. But my mom being a single parent, she worked a lot. So I was like the second mom in the household, making sure my brothers are good, cooking the food, making sure we're in and out for school on time. And it helped me, to stay grounded, to be who I am today as far as being independent. Brittany had a childhood, great childhood, but a lot of responsibilities on the way.
Gotcha. Yeah. How many brothers and sisters did you have?
2 brothers.
2 brothers.
Yes.
Okay. And you were the oldest, youngest?
Middle child.
You're the middle child.
Yes.
Okay. So you were feisty.
Yes. No sisters to argue with, but brothers did enough. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Were you close with your brothers?
No, not really. My older brother, we were. My younger brother, we're 10 years apart. So it was like, feeding him, and I'm trying to go to middle school, right after. So my older brother, we were close. And I want to say when we got into our 20s, he was incarcerated. And in his incarceration, he was released and schizophrenic. So he's a totally different person from what I experienced as a child. So when I say I don't have a relationship, it's because we talk, but it's not a relationship. You know what I mean? It's still more of going back to childhood Brittany, taking care of him more than anything.
Where did you go to high school?
We moved around. I went to Gretna Junior High. I went to Chalmette High, Capitol Junior High. So that was like a year here, 6 months there. I was at Chalmette for a year. And then my mom got a job. Remember AOL, the internet company?
Oh, yeah.
She got a job at AOL in Oklahoma City, and it was an opportunity for her to kind of just start over fresh. My uncle lived there, and he was like, hey, come on up with the kids. And literally within 1 week, we were starting over in a whole new house, a new school. And it was definitely a big shift. But I actually started to like it. We didn't have to wear uniforms. So I loved it there. And it became my home for 3 years.
And so how old were you when you moved out there?
Like 16.
16.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went to my last 2 years of high school there and my first year at OU in Oklahoma. Okay. And then I was going to transfer here to go to Southern. And in August, Katrina happened. So I was only here for a few months and I went to Atlanta. Gotcha. So that's why.
But before you went to Atlanta in Oklahoma, I mean, moving from New Orleans at 16.
Yes.
Moving to a whole new city. Yes. All new friends.
Yes.
All new surroundings. What was that like? What was going through your head at 16?
It was a culture shock in different ways and everything. Like just seeing the city, I'm like, oh my God, it's really clean out here. It's really clean out here. When I went to Oklahoma, like it was different. The school was different. I saw all different backgrounds of, Asians and Mexicans and whites. I didn't have that here in New Orleans. So when you see that, it's like, oh, it's different cultural difference. Everything was so different. The food was definitely a big shocker. My mom wasn't cooking the same, and the restaurants were different. So it was like starting all over and learning everything new. I got my first job there in the mall. So it was kind of me still being independent, but now I'm like stepping out into different, new avenues. So grew up really fast. And there is when I actually started going to church. As a child, like we wasn't forced to go to church. So when I went there, I had a friend that I met at my school, and her dad was a pastor, and she was in the choir, and I can sing. No, I won't sing today, but I can sing. And she was like, hey, we did the school choir. Why don't you join my church choir? And that's when I started going to church and learning about God and going to Bible study. And that's really why I want to say what the journey of my faith started. Um, and I loved everything about God. Like once I learned about it and I started to incorporate it into my everyday life and just to see how God works with every type of situation, I then became a firm believer in Jesus Christ. So Oklahoma did great things for me.
That's amazing.
Yes.
So that journey, that, uprooting seems so drastic, but it led you to your faith.
Correct.
Amazing.
So when we always see like, why are things happening to me or why would I go to Oklahoma City? I felt like it was, for the greater good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So Fit Britt, were you athletic back in high school?
Yes, I ran track in college. In high school and my first year at OU. So that was amazing for me. I did the 4x200, so I was a third leg, and I also did a high jump. That was my thing. Then I started working out. Like that's when it just kind of evolved into fitness. So I've been working out ever since.
What about, besides your faith, what did you see a change in yourself by moving to Oklahoma?
Meeting new people. Like I was very close to myself. Didn't really have a lot of friends in New Orleans. I was very quiet as a child. I couldn't stop talking.
Really?
I couldn't stop talking. I became a social butterfly overnight. And I don't know, like I said, whatever was meant for me in Oklahoma happened because it just turned me into a whole different person.
What was it that clicked in your mindset?
It's like a fresh start. Like no one knows you. No one knows like what you've been through. And it wasn't like I was faking it, but it was more of now I can kind of show up how I want to show up, in New Orleans, my mom didn't have the best job. She was, a struggling parent trying to make ends meet. There, she had a nice job. We had a nice house. Right. It's like I can be a different person. And I think by me doing that and being more social, it opened up doors to do other things. I started with sports, with track. I started going to church. I was doing more things, and I started to kind of form my base of who I was.
So you ran track. Did you run track back in New Orleans too?
No.
No, you started out there. So you went out to Oklahoma and you just
didn't really have teams. Like here, and when I went to Chalmette, at that time it was basketball season. Man, I tried out. I couldn't hang. And it's so crazy that I was able to hang in track, but I could not hang in basketball. It was like a totally different ball game. But I did try. I did try for basketball at Chalmette.
Because you are tall.
Yes. Yeah. And everybody was asking me, hey, do you play basketball? And I'm like, no. But track worked out for me. And I think the friends that I formed in Oklahoma ran track as well. And it just made the experience much better.
While you were growing up, did you have anyone that inspired you? Anybody that was close to you? Your mom, your brothers, any of your friends that really inspired you, whether that was faith-based, whether that was fitness-based, anybody that you gravitated towards?
My mom. My mom has always been my cheerleader. Always my inspiration to see how dedicated she was to making sure we were good. And, she always did what she had to do. It overextended herself as a parent. And even though she was busy working, she showed up for us when we needed her. And I didn't feel like she was an absent parent. I just knew she was a hardworking parent. And that inspired me because I'm like, hey, if she can do that, hey, it's me. I don't have any kids, I'm like, I can do it. And she always told me I can. She always told me, once you kind of lock into who you are, you're going to really scare yourself. She used to always say that. When you figure out who you are, you're going to scare yourself. And I get it now. I get it. Like once you really put your mindset into the talents that you have and the skills that you have, like you can do a lot, So you just have to have that confidence.
So when you were running track in high school, did you see a future in fitness?
I did. I always knew I liked to work out. It wasn't as serious back in the day because I was always just skinny, but it started to grow. And it was secondary, of course, for me. I didn't plan on being an athlete, but it was something I liked to do. It was more of a hobby. And then while I went to school for marketing. And I had my associates in business. So that was a journey. I love marketing. I feel like I come up with a lot of great ideas all the time. And that's why I stuck with marketing. Actually used my degree to get a job at a market research company in Atlanta. And I was there for about maybe 2.5, 3 years. They laid off employees, so I was one to go. And in that struggle of trying to maintain my lifestyle, period, pay bills, unemployment was not cutting it, right? So met some people, and I was able to pay my bills. It was not legal, but at the end of the day, I wasn't struggling either, and while I didn't have a job, I started to actually train. I went and got my certification. ISSA is my certification. And from there, I started working out, training my friends. Then I led to training my clients. At the same time, I started learning that training money also is slow. And by me being new in the game, I didn't have the clientele to keep up with my bills. So here and there, I'm still reaching out to those friends to do some illegal work to pay bills. And I did get to a point where I was able to, stay on my feet, build a clientele to pay my bills, left the legal matters alone. And so training became full time, but then my past caught up with me.
What point in your fitness career did you realize this is where I want to go?
Oh, Atlanta, hands down. Because like I said, I was working out, but when I lost my job, and that's all I had to do, I had time. I had time to work out. I really fell in love with it. I met some guys out there who kind of helped me out learning nutrition and learning how to power lift and learn how to just train correctly. And I started using my friends as like test dummies. And they actually started getting results. So I fell in love with the process of it. Like I'm really helping people lose weight, And even though I like to work out for the aesthetics, I'm like, but people are really changing their health. They're changing how they eat and how they work out. And it became a mindset shift more than anything. And that's why I think the fitness came in to say, hey, this is what I could do full time. So the marketing skills that I did learn and what I do have a degree in, I started putting it behind my fitness business.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you get kind of meshed together.
Yeah. And so I was like, hey, again, and it all worked out for the greater good.
That's right.
Yes.
Everything works out for
correct.
Everything happens for a reason.
Correct.
So you talked about, your incarceration a little bit in Atlanta. Walk us through kind of what was going through your, personally what you were going through before that, leading up to it, kind of the struggles you were going through and dig a little deeper in that aspect of your life.
Well, like I said, I had to basically do some things illegally to pay my bills. That's honestly what I don't get it. I didn't get a thrill out of this. It was just more like, hey, I'm doing what I got to do. So I'm not sleeping in my car, basically. And so it just got tight. And I know a lot of times when people get into a tough spot, they do things that they shouldn't be. And honestly, in that situation, I thank God for everything that happened. One person in the case got caught up and just started talking, and that's how I ended up getting picked up by the U.S. Marshals. So it was a federal racketeering case because a lot of people were involved. A lot of people I didn't know, but you find out during the court hearings how they're involved. And the prosecutor was looking at trying to give me 36 months, which is 3 years. And I had no priors, nothing. I've never been to jail. I've never had a parking ticket, nothing. I just literally was connected with the wrong people. And with that, thank God, one of my friends was actually in the case with me. Same thing, no background, nothing. She was sentenced to 3 months, and I was going to be sentenced the very next day. So I kept saying, well, she got 3 months. Maybe they'll give me probation. Just trying to see if I can get the lesser. But it actually was 3 months as well. I ended up having to go to Florida, turn myself in. We did those 3 months. And in that 3 months, I learned a lot about myself, learning what I'm never going to do again, and making a plan for myself going forward. I was already in fitness, so I'm like, okay. In my mind, hey, I can't go get a job anywhere. I was working for LA Fitness, which is a corporate gym. They won't hire They won't hire a felon. So it was like, hey, what am I going to do now? I was living in Atlanta. My boyfriend, we were long distance. He's in New Orleans. He's in fitness as well. But I'm like, I want to stay in Atlanta. So my mindset was all over the place. In federal prison, I did not know so many millionaires was in there. So many people. I mean, I'm in there with mayors and governors and entrepreneurs that, people who own businesses who made their own mistakes or, whatever they're in there for, and talking so that, hey, when I get out of here, you have a business mindset. Do it the right way, and I think God really set me down to say, hey, I know you're not a bad person, but I'm going to sit you down so that you understand and what you go through so that you don't have to do this ever again in life. Even when you get your back up against the wall, that you don't think that that's a way out, So it became more of a thank you in my mind. Like, because had I been continually reaching out when things got bad, I could have gotten to a way worse situation, So I'm thankful for the 3 months. The judge saw my character letters and saw my background and really realized, like, hey, this is a group of girls, young girls. I mean, we're in our early 20s, like, doing just stupid stuff. And it's like, hey, I'm going to give you a pat on the, the hand and you're going to learn your lesson.
Yeah, we all did some stupid stuff.
Yeah, stupid stuff,
Right.
So
how, being behind bars, that can definitely, crush this person. How do you embrace the mindset to get through day to day? And, was it faith? Was it family?
Definitely faith. I went to church in there, of course. And I kept saying, you know what, God, give me the plan. Give me the plan. Whatever you want me to do, use me, And I really thought about it. I'm like, okay, I'm in fitness. This is what I do. Use me how you want to be used. And on one of my calls with my boyfriend at the time, he's like, hey, after your release, he's like, come back home to New Orleans. I have a fitness studio. It's small, but we can make it work. I have a gym around the corner that if you need some bigger space, I talked to the owner. He's willing to let you come over and train people there. And at that time, I didn't have the entrepreneur mindset. I had the employee mindset, right? So I'm like, I don't know how to get clientele. I don't know how to get someone to pay me directly to be a trainer. I only been a trainer for a year, so I'm used to working at a gym who handed me clients. I didn't have to go out and market for clients. He said, you're going to learn. And I'm like, okay. So upon my release, he was there to pick me up. And I was able to get transferred to my probation to be here in New Orleans. I was sentenced to 3 months incarceration and 3 years probation. So once I got here, I went straight to work. Like, I had so much motivation of being in there and not working. So I had a book where I'm writing things of what I want to do. I was even training people in there. Like, I have a woman, like maybe 2 women that were about to go home. And I want to see about a month or 2 before they're about to leave out. They let me train them just to see if they could lose some weight before they go on home. And it was like it was still like I was still testing. Like, I was still training and trying to get experience, know. So, and hey, they have some great gyms in the jail as well. So outside of that, like, that was the start. Like, being released, you have a fresh start. You back home, you have friends and family here to support you. We're going to leave their life behind, and we're going to start fresh. And from there, I haven't looked back. I haven't worked for anybody else ever since that release. And I thank God for it. It's kind of like, if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't have become an entrepreneur. I would have stayed probably at a gym. I would never have stepped out on faith.
Right.
Right. So me seeing my boyfriend at that time, I felt like he got a part of my life for that reason, because he helped me into entrepreneurship, which he's now my husband 13 years later. But it's like, if it hadn't been for him, or, my love for fitness or going to jail, those things wouldn't have intertwined. And
everything kind of fell.
Correct. And then I'm like, hey, I got here. People started, training with me. And it just started to build, years and years and years now of experience. That was the beginning stages. And I opened my own fitness studio in Gretna. It was called Fit Chicks. It was an all-women studio. And I did that for 2 years. He still had his own fitness studio. And once he proposed, and we got married a year later after he proposed, we decided to close both of our places and open one. And that is now Earn That Body. So
Earn that body. Gotcha.
So earn that body.
We'll get into that for sure. So what did you learn about, I guess, yourself and about New Orleans, about your fitness, being away in those two different areas and then coming back home, right? And realizing,
man, it's a need. I've learned that, you know what, I'm here in New Orleans. I've seen what it's like in Oklahoma. I've seen what it's like in Atlanta, but it's a need for health and fitness here in the city. So why not be, that vessel in the community to help? It's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey. All the people that I've met, all the experiences that I've had, and now I'd like to say in the city of New Orleans, I want to say, I'm definitely going to say I'm a top female trainer here in New Orleans. Like, it's very rare that people don't know who I am. So it's been an experience. So the person who was scared to market and step out on faith is now, Yeah,
and that took such courage. I mean, to come back home after you've been here for a long time and start fresh and take that courageous step. Can you speak a little bit about what was the fire inside of you that gave you that courage, or was it more of a survival instinct?
If I didn't have the faith in God, I don't know where I'd be at right now. But that's definitely was the driving force to push me. I didn't have responsibility, coming out. I just had a plan. And I'm like, this is the plan, and whatever comes with it, we're going to do. So it took hard work, training people at first for free, like doing free sessions just to get clientele,
Is it at this point in your career that you're just putting all the chips in, you're moving everything?
Yeah, that's all I could do. I had nothing else. I had to risk it all, I was starting literally from the bottom.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey, you're going to do this, you're going to learn, and be open to learning. And I have a motivation a lot of people don't have. I'm going to get up and do the to-do list. A lot of people say, I'm about to-do list. I'm going to make sure and set goals and check it off. And I feel like it's shown in my career. Like, it's shown. I've done almost everything.
How do you motivate the motivator? Because you seem like a motivator.
How do you motivate me? Show me something I've never seen before. And that takes getting out of New Orleans. I love my city, but it's like, this is not where I get the motivation from.
So how do you get the inspiration to level up?
I remember one time I went to Chicago, I just signed up for like a beach body workout, and I'm like, we're going to go out there, we're going to work out, and just to see it, like, okay, we're going to incorporate this when we get back home. We're going to do this. It was like, it's like booking a vacation, right? People book vacations to reset their mind. That is my definition. I will go book something out of town. I'll plan a vacation to do this. Wherever I go, something in fitness is always going to be a part of my itinerary. So it's like, once I do that, I'm like, oh, I love it. Went to Miami with my friends. We went to check out 2 gyms out there. I saw the stuff that they were doing. I'll talk to the owner or whoever works there about like just different things that they do there. And I'm like, this is cool. And I'll take small bits and I'll bring it back home. And it's like, now I have something to build on, and now I'm making mine. I'm going to tweak it and make it a little bit of my style, So it's just been a learning process, and social media is definitely a help.
Yes.
Social media has definitely helped. So once that came about, I wasn't a poster at one point at all. And then like now I post every day. But like social media definitely made the brand bigger than what it is.
And so when you went over to these other cities, what were you looking for? Were you looking for similar gyms just that were doing something a little different?
Yeah, the culture. There's a place in Atlanta called Effect Fitness. They do workouts on bricks. I'm like, what? And it's like 500 people in each class. I'll show you a video afterwards. But
I can't wait.
Yes. And I'm like, wow. And then this is the daily attendance. This is not a one-time big event. This is the daily attendance. And I'm like, the motivation you have to get up at 5 a.m. and do this class with hundreds of people in the class. I'm like, this is different. I can't even get 50 people in one class, like in New Orleans. Like, what is going on? So it's been different experiences that I'll see other places to know that it's possible. So that's the whole thing about it. Like, we've done events here with 200-300 people. We couldn't even like really fit. We had to ask the church that we go to at the City of Love, okay, can we run out the church to have it big enough space to do a class? COVID put a stop to the big classes.
Yep.
But it also gave us another catapult because we started to flourish online. Now, everybody's inside for COVID. So now those same members that we lost, we can't open a gym because they have to be so many feet apart. How do we still reach them? We started doing live, free workouts where we just turn our live on our Instagram. But then it's like, hey, let's get paid for this. We got my friend, he does videography. We did our first online program. That went big. My very first product came out of it, which was a detox tea. That came out of it. So it's like, hey, the money we were making in person, I made 3 times that during COVID.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So now that the gym started to open again and all those different criteria went away, it never was the same. We went from 30 to 40 people per class to barely 12 to 15.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like, it just never was the same. People was kind of skeptical, being in class. People show up with masks on, which is fine, but it's still to the point where it was never the same because now, during COVID, people learn how to work out by themselves. They start following online routines. So now that the gyms are open, they'll go back, but for the accountability, but a lot of people learn how to train themselves now.
Wow.
So that's what we lost, but we also gained a lot of stuff too.
And so and you talked a lot about the gym in Atlanta and Miami.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to copy and paste that gym and put it in New Orleans, do you think it would be the same? And what I mean by that is like, how much of it is the community versus with your gym?
I'm going to start by saying I love my city, but it will not because the culture is different. I don't care what building you put in New Orleans. If the people are not feeling it because that's not their lifestyle, it won't work. So Miami and Atlanta and LA and all these different places, fitness is a part of their lifestyle. It's a necessity and not an accessory. It's a necessity that they get up and they work out, 4 to 5 times a week. When you ask someone here in New Orleans to work out 4 to 5 times a week and that's not their lifestyle, it's like a punishment. It's like they'll say 2 or 3 times is enough. Like 4 or 5, like I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder or whatever. They'll see it as, they see fitness here sometimes as a short-term thing, vacation, wedding, birthday, something's coming up. Right. I need to lose weight for. It's not a lifestyle. And I'm not saying everyone, but some, most, majority is like that. They don't see it as a lifestyle. But statistics show you that Louisiana needs it. Mm-hmm. We need it. And it's tough. But that same culture that I love when I go out of town, I try to incorporate it a little bit here, but it's just not there.
How do you take a piece of an Atlanta gym, bring it to a New Orleans gym, and still keep it New Orleans?
Me.
There you go.
Me. Yeah, me. Our style is a little bit different, but the technique, has been a little copied and pasted, but it works. It's kind of like giving them something different. I love our gym. I love our community that we have at our gym. And they're dedicated. They're dedicated clients. But it's like, how do we grow? And, more people come in. We're fighting people's surgeries. We're fighting with doctors who perform the shot. Yeah, it's a lot of things that's going against the gym now. So what the gym would usually be as a result, now they're looking for microwave results, We're too long term for them.
Gotcha. They want quick.
They want a quick fix. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that surgery is a shot, all these fads, and if you don't know, I'm a fitness junkie myself, so I know the answer to this question. but what do you tell people that are kind of relying too much on that crutch of the shot or the surgery, and how important fitness is that?
Yes. So any doctor that puts you on that is always going to recommend diet and exercise along with it. It's supposed to be a part of the process, not the whole process,
That's why I say it's like a tool.
Yeah, it's definitely a tool. And I think a lot of people are abusing that because they see, I can lose 10 pounds without even working out, or I can still eat a little bit of what I want. So the medication is suppressing my appetite, but I still can eat a few calories of this taco or this spaghetti, and I'll still lose weight. So they're still trying to find a way to still keep their original lifestyle, but still get results. And what they fail to realize is that your health it still matters, and you can't stay on the shot forever, right? Like if you are not literally a diabetic, you cannot continue to keep this this medication going in your system. There are going to be long-term results. We don't know yet, right? We don't know what the effects of taking this long-term is going to be.
True.
So we'll see in the future. But it's to the point where, hey, I'm not going against those who are on the shot, but you have to include nutrition and fitness in your lifestyle. They all work hand in hand, especially if you want to maximize your results. Yeah.
Right. And I think it's not something that it's not the answer.
No.
And
that's
what
the problem.
A lot of people are like, oh, that's it. That's
yeah, it's like the Matrix, the pill. Yeah.
Right. It's just the pill. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So you have such a great story of success. What were some of those early struggles early on, in building your brand and speak to some of that?
Personally, being in business with my husband, those are some struggles because, he wants things his way and mine, but we try to separate, leaving those issues alone when we go into the home, hey, I'm mad at you at work, but now I'm home. I'm mad at you still, So trying to separate work from personal.
Mm-hmm.
Also, marketing. That's my kind of key. He's great too, but that's like my key. So getting it out there, learning how to work with influencers and different things on social media. But it's honestly staying consistent. Some days when bills have to be paid and we're not in the profit, running a sale. And I hate to run a sale all the time because people kind of don't see the worth when you keep running a sale. Mm-hmm. They'll see it as, what's the problem? Why are their price dropping? And that was a struggle that we dealt with for a while of, hey, we need to be able to pay the bills, pay energy, do these different things. But people wasn't paying it. And if they're not paying it, that's how we, pay our bills and feed ourselves. So those were the struggles. But once we got to the point of, hey, this is our hard price. We're not going to waver. The clients that get it. We're not everybody's budget, and those who are supposed to be here are going to pay it. Like once we had to really lock in on that, it was a game changer. Showing your value. And of course, once the popularity came into it and social media came into it, then they start to see, oh, they are worth this. Or, I do get results going there. So it's telling a friend, it's word of mouth marketing. So those things open it up to, well, hey, you can keep your price where it is and not worry about how you're going to pay the bills because people see the value now in your product and your services.
Right.
So,
and you touched on the business side of it and you and your husband kind of splitting up some of the roles. So that work out? I mean, does that work for y'all where you take marketing and he takes something else and y'all just kind of synergize?
It does, but we always still step on each other's foot somewhere. He has the gift of gab. I'll tell people that all the time. He can sell you back your underwear. That is him. And I'm more of a relatable person. I'll talk to people, the moms and stuff like that. But we kind of intertwine. But we're bump heads, but we do have more pros and cons when it comes to business. So it's been working for years. Yeah. And, we have our times, but it works for the greater good.
It works.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about just the general business side of fitness, because a lot of people obviously see your posts, they see your success, all that kind of stuff. But what they don't see is the business side of it.
It takes consistency, right? A lot of people always say, well, hey, I'm not the social media type. I don't like to post. So then I'll say, well, then invest in the marketing manager, because it is a big deal. If you're not on social media, you are missing a whole wave of customers. No one's checking the telephone books and the newspapers anymore for an ad, or to find a trainer. It's word of mouth and the social media. And it's like staying consistent. I have a timer on my phone every day at 7 a.m. Find something to post. So even if it's not me, it could be a funny, a nutritional fact. It could be anything, something for the gym, a client highlight or something like that. But it's staying relevant, staying in people's faces. And that goes back to consistency because if you're not posting and you're not in these people, with social media, people's mindset now is very short. The attention span is very short. So if you are a trainer and you do not post, if you just post in once a week, they're going to forget about you. literally. So the person that's standing there in their face and on their Explore page and they're consistently seeing their work, when they're ready to invest in a trainer, they're going to go to that person because they forgot all about you because they barely see you. You're not even posting anything.
7 days a week?
Yeah, 7 days a week.
Wow.
Yeah. And it all looks different. So that's not like you're seeing the same exact thing. You know, it could be a picture of just me and my family.
Right.
Yeah, at the parade. But it's like, hey, the next one can be someone who has a progress report. Trainers, my clients, sorry, that's why I call them progress reports. if they lost, hey, such and such is down 20, like stay tuned for the next 10 drop. You know, it could be something like that. So it's consistent. And I think I try to teach my trainers that work with us now, staying consistent, you know, record your workouts. I know everybody in the gym now has tripods. You got to be one of those people. You know, we need some type of proof of life that you worked out today, you know? So consistency is the key. And collaboration. You can collab with another trainer, another gym. People get in the mindset of, hey, I don't want this to collaborate because I don't want you to steal my clients, or, you know, and really it's like you're holding yourself back because collaboration can take you way further.
Right.
They're trying to do everything on your own.
If you're working with someone who knows a little bit more than you do, you can learn from them. They can learn from you. And you can both thrive.
Correct. So I've worked with plenty trainers in the city. We've done different things where we collabed on breast cancer walks and health fairs, Essence Music Fest. So we've done different things with other trainers together, and it's never a feeling like they're in my space, I'm in theirs, or our competition. It's more of, hey, we're all getting exposure, we're all getting to work. We're
all rowing in the same direction.
We're all helping the community here, you know?
All tide, what is it? Rising tides lift all boats, or something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that. Can't end this podcast without mentioning your awesome book, Flipping the Script. Tell us, what gave you the inspiration behind writing that book?
Flipping the script. So much has changed in my life. Like, it's nothing that's just the same, right? Like, for me, moving around as a child to moving cities as an adult, career-wise, everything's always been different. And Flippen is my last name, so that's where Flipping the Script comes from. And it was basically showing my journey with God, in life, in career, and just showing how at the very end, everything tied into each other. The move was necessary. The incarceration was necessary. The marriage was necessary. You know, so everything tied into where I am today. And when I look back at it, I'm like, I really flipped the script on my life. Like, from being this person that really liked to talk to people, you know, got laid off, went to jail, and I flipped the script to be an inspiration and help so many women and people in my city. And it's something I never would have dreamed of what I'll be doing today or where I'll be at. But it was only God giving me a vision of what you can be if you just follow me, you know.
And I know you talk a lot about faith in your book and just faith in your social media.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about what faith, you know, means to you.
Faith is everything. It's my foundation. I definitely believe in speaking things into existence, praying about it, and letting God order his steps. Like, there's certain things, like, I'm so free about these days. Like, just for instance, like, we were planning a trip to go out of town, and recently, with the situation out in, was it Minnesota? I have a cousin out there, and we were going to go out there. And I was like, you know, I want to go. My husband was like, no, we have to take care of this. And the exact week was when all the ICE protests. So I think certain things happen, like, for me not to be a part of it. I don't harp on it anymore. I don't get mad that I didn't go on that trip to Minnesota. I'd be like, you know what? That wasn't meant for me to be there, like, to be avoided in that area, you know? So when things don't happen in my life, in business, or a door closes, or a client leaves, or whatever the situation is, it always opens the door for something else. Just for example, I lost my manufacturer when I created my first detox tea. And I didn't have a product after that, after COVID. I didn't have anything. I knew I wanted to start a supplement line, but my first product that I had got cut off. I was doing white labeling and, you know, doing that type of situation. I met a friend who had a lab out in Atlanta, and they did all these different products. And he said, hey, you know, you can do a detox. Let's do a supplement, and come out here. We'll go over everything, and you can put in what you want to. Show me how to get it certified and run it through tests. Created my first product which was Gotta Go Detox. I got pregnant, so I couldn't even test myself. So I'm like using people like, hey, I have this product if you want to try it. I don't know if it works or not, but hey, try it. My husband tried it. So people was like, oh my God, like, what, this shit's strong. And I'm like, should I take it down? My husband's like, no, just tell him, hey, don't take two, take one if it's too strong, less, you know? Yeah. And after my baby, that helped me to lose weight. So I kind of used myself as a testimony of my, postpartum whole journey of losing weight off my own product. That product got introduced online. We did really good in sales, but it was recommended to Deion Sanders, the football player. And randomly, he asked for a detox online, and everybody was adding me and saying, hey, check out her detox. I DM'd him. I asked, hey, if you're open to it, send me an address. I'll send you my product. It's really, really good. And someone contacted me from his staff, and I sent it to Jackson State. He asked, could he reach out and contact me? I was like, of course. Call me, So that happened. We spoke on the phone. I told him who I was, what the product is. Deion Sanders. Coach Prime. Yes.
Prime. That's right.
So I sent it out overnight. I went to FedEx like that day. I'm like, I don't care if it's $33. He's about to get this package. So sent that out. I talked to him a few days later. We talked about how to take it. And he loved it. And I sent bottles for his staff, his team. And it just grew from there. He's like, hey, come out to Jackson, you and your husband. Come to a game, let's meet. Met him and his family. And ever since then, it's just been a great, friend of the family now. Literally.
Deion?
Yes. Wow. I can call him anytime I need to. He gives great advice. We've been out to Colorado a few times. And when he introduced my product to his base, we did a live together. And men started to buy the product, which was something I was asking, trying to figure out how to incorporate men. Because they see a female selling their product and automatically they think, can men, and I get that all the time, can men take this? I'm like, of course, we have the same parts of our body, And it's been wonderful ever since. So even if I fall short on clients or the gym is going slow, the supplements take over. I have 2 people on staff that comes in twice a week.
So when did you start that supplement line?
2020.
The year of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
What a convenient year to
yeah. So like I said, I couldn't try it until 21 after I had him. Right. And I didn't meet Deion until 22. So yeah.
And so what gave you the inspiration to start a product line?
Well, once the detox took off, I'm like, hey, what else can we make? Because all these supplements that I take, I want my own now.
So the detox was the first thing?
The very first one.
First thing, and that's when Deion came aboard.
Correct.
He helped you blow it up, and then you started adding some.
I started adding that. So everything I took, I wanted to start making my own. So I created my own thermogenic fat burner. It's called Go Lipo. Then I had the creatine. It's called Go Gains. And now my new one that I actually went into partnership with my husband to make is the Go Crazy pre-workout.
Gotcha. So the pre-workout is Go
Crazy.
Go Crazy. Mm-hmm. I love that. And is it GEAUX?
Yes.
Gotcha. Go
Crazy. Right. Go Lipo. Go Gains. And Gotta Go. Gotta go is the detox. Because you gotta go.
So let's just, for the people that are interested in joining your fitness journey or getting on. Tell us first of all what detox looks like, okay. and then some of your other product lines, what creatine's used for, what pre-workouts used for. Tell us a little bit about that.
All right, so just a quick rundown. Gotta Go Detox. You're gonna clean out your colon, gets rid of bloat, waste in your body. You only do it for 5 days. You have enough 30 supplements in a bottle to continue to use it whenever you feel like it. It's suggested that you don't do it till every 6 weeks because it only takes 5 days to do. You wait 6 weeks and you can do it again. That is going to cleanse out your body. Fresh start. If you're joining like a gym or you're starting your fitness journey, detoxing is the way to go. A lot of people here in New Orleans is going to be doing this for Mardi Gras, and I'm pretty sure I'll be getting a lot of sales after Mardi Gras. The fat burner, thermogenic fat burner. Thermogenic is a time release capsule. So when you take it, you may feel a wave of energy. Lots of energy, sweat sometimes. Some people feel like they have menopause, I've heard. Then you might feel a different wave a little bit later off the same pill. So it's a time release. So it's good to take maybe about an hour or two before your workout. And it's also going to cut your appetite. It's an appetite suppressant in it as well. So that's been a really good product a lot of women love because it slows them down from wanting to having all the cravings and, different things of overeating. But it's also a fat burner. So it's, helping you burn calories.
Going back to the detox,
yes.
What do you have to change about your diet and everything else?
You need to just eat healthy. You don't have to be on a strict diet. You don't have to fast.
Really?
Yeah, you can just eat healthy. Like you can eat a normal breakfast, eat, salad or chicken breast, whatever you want to eat for lunch. You can eat normal. You take the detox 2 supplements at night, and you do that for 5 days. You take it at night because you can't take it after, and eat food right after. So you take it after your last meal. It's going to wake you. Some people say it wakes them up in their sleep, but it does take about 6 hours to kind of activate in your body, and then you gotta go.
You gotta go.
You gotta go. That's why it's called Gotta Go. And a lot of people, hey, I have gotten the craziest reviews, DMs, emails. People, hey, I shit on myself. What is like? And I'm like, when you have to go, I tell people, if you feel the urge to go to the nearest restroom. Do not try to hold it. Do not think it's gas. Yes, I've heard a lot of things from this product. And when I tell you it's called Gotta Go, because you have to go, you go. So people will take some time the first day or two. They'll wait till they're off, like on the weekend. They're like, I'm going to just wait till the weekend when I'm off.
Stay close to home base.
Yeah, because the first 2 days can be a little tough.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that works.
It works.
That's right. You talk a lot about your faith. How do you keep your faith so centered to who you are? And how do you, incorporate it in your daily life besides fitness?
Yes. So it's truly evolved in my life. As my life changes, I'm connected to more women. So I have to be an inspiration for them. My husband, if you're married, you go through a lot of things in marriage. And if you don't have God at the foundation, it can be rocky. So we try to stay grounded. We pray together. We go to church. And just keeping those principles in order. I'm a mom now. So, a lot of things that has happened to me in my past, I just move differently, and it's because of the things I've learned. And it's how I treat others. It's everything. Faith has come into play of making me now a vessel to inspire others, to talk to people during our therapy sessions at the gym. It's like, hey, give somebody a word right now. Like, because I can tell somebody's going through it or tell me their situation. So now it's like, it's me giving the testimony to make them see that, hey, things happen in life and we got to just roll through it,
right.
And
so, again, I'm a big fitness junkie. I work out 6 times a week. And for me, fitness is so much part of my mental wellness.
It is.
As well as my physical being,
it
right?
is.
And obviously I go there and I work on my, muscles and all that kind of, all that stuff.
Right.
But I tell people it's my therapy.
Yes, it is.
Can you talk a little bit about that? I mean, help me elaborate.
Of course. So a lot of people thinking this is for aesthetics. Of course you want to look good, but when you really get in the thick of it and you make this a part of your lifestyle, you start to see that your body needs it. It's going to release those endorphins that you need to start thinking clearly and positive and brain clog. Like it's going to free up all of that. But even when you're stressing or angry and you go get a workout in, it does release those feelings in your body that say, now you have a clear thought. Now you're not feeling as stressed. You still have the same problems, right? But it does give you more of a focus to figure it out. It's therapy. I have clients who, when they miss a few days, hey, I got to get back in there with you. I need to come in. We have yoga and meditation also at our gym. So it plays a pivotal role in how you make decisions on the things you do with your life. And even when you're not eating as well and you're not, working out, going for a walk, as simple as going for a walk helps you. It just clears your mind. Your body feels better. When your body feels better, you can think clearly. So it's therapy all around. So not only do you look good, but you can think better and you can make better decisions.
What does success mean to you? How do you define it? And is it something that changes as you grow older?
Success to me is, will God be pleased? That's all it is to me. It's not about monetary, the money that comes in, that's great. The how many lives you have affected in a positive way, that's success. If I take away social media today, people will still come to me. The word of mouth will still be there. So it's to the point where, hey, My success is I don't have to create an image. My work, my results, my relationships, that make who I am. That is going to bring the people into a successful business because that's what I've built in the past. I don't need social media. I don't need the aesthetics, which the aesthetics help, but having that impact on people, just having that positive impact on people to say, hey, she's changed lives. She knows what she's doing as far as health and fitness. And the success of someone saying, hey, you've changed my life and I would like for you to help my friend. That's success in my eyes. Yeah.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah.
When you've touched somebody, you've actually changed.
Mm-hmm. And I see so many influencers and I'm like, it's cute. It's cute, girl. You look good. He's jacked. They look good. But it's like, I have you help someone. We all see what we can do for ourselves, but what can you do for someone else?
Right.
Yeah.
And how can you help someone?
Yes.
Very powerful. So this whole podcast is about being from New Orleans, from NOLA. What does being a New Orleanian mean to you?
Oh, man.
All the love and the hate that you can have inside.
Yes. It's
a
ball of fire. But it's like a love that no matter what crazy shit is going on in our city, it's like you love it. You can say as much as you want to say about it, but nobody else can say nothing about it. Yeah, it's that type of city. It's fun. It's culture. It's community. It's hospitality. That's one thing. No matter where I've been, the hospitality in New Orleans cannot be beat. We treat each other like neighbors, as friends, and we look out for each other here in New Orleans. And that's the big thing that I love about being from here.
Yeah. That definitely.
And the food, of course.
Food, of course, right? The healthy food that we have.
It's all about balance. So don't get me wrong. You can still have a fitness lifestyle in New Orleans, but balance it out. If you know you're going to go to this party this weekend, don't cheat. Like, just eat healthy up until your date, of when you're going to go have a ball. You can drink, you can party, but it's like balance. You got to have the fitness has to be more than the social partying.
Yes. And New Orleans is such a tough place because as we're filming this podcast, we are in the depths of Mardi Gras season.
Yes, just went to one yesterday.
I'm counting how many king cakes I've eaten this year.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. My
it could be addictive.
What's something that a message you'd like to tell New Orleans?
We got to do better. We got to do better, guys. It's so many, Louisiana is number one in obesity. Louisiana, Mississippi, right? And it's like, what can we do to keep our parents here longer, our friends here longer? It's so many people that I've lost or that I know that others have lost, strokes and diabetes and all these different things that could have been avoided if they lived a healthier lifestyle. And I want my mom to be here longer. My mom's, 64, and she started training with me. Thank God, after all of these years, she started training with me and she's losing weight. And I see how yesterday we went on a parade route. She walked from my house to the parade route,
Amazing,
and she, in the past, would have never done that. So it's like, hey, you see the things that you can kind of really help someone on. Let's do better. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy the food. But let's also incorporate health like we do jobs, like we do being a parent or partying, right? Like make that a part of our journey. You don't have to lift 100 pounds, but you got to do something. And we want to live longer. Let's keep the culture going, but let's incorporate some more healthier things into our lifestyle.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people in New Orleans, it's sometimes an educational thing that they don't know that they can't fix it until it's too late.
Correct. And then they feel like a lot of people, and that's not just New Orleans, but people feel like the prescription that the doctor gives them is the answer. And it's like, hey, he gave me this and it's like, that is just to medicate the moment. I tell people that's what prescriptions is. It medicates the moment. It makes you feel good for right now. It's not something you want to live on. I have clients who have gotten off of high blood medication, different things that they don't even need anymore because the health has taken over and they have gotten back into, hey, I'm medication free, So I love that. Like, I love to hear that just working out and eating better, because that's the real medicine.
Right.
The food is the real medicine. That is what you really need, not the prescriptions.
It's almost like they're wanting to prescribe you the medication because that's how the big pharma makes money. And then again, you feel good when you take it.
Right.
But it's just a Band-Aid to something that's not going to stop bleeding.
It controls it.
It controls it.
Yeah.
And to take a more intrinsical holistic, well-being about yourself.
Yes.
And it does take longer, right?
I think because it's all about pattern, right? As a young kid here, we would go to get a po' boy, hot sausage po' boy from the store on a regular day. But then if I would have stayed in that lifestyle, I would have became obese. I would have, I didn't learn about health until I got out of New Orleans. That's not something that my family taught me. We didn't grow up eating asparagus.
Yeah.
I tried that on my own, as an adult. And it's like, if we're not educating ourselves or trying new things, we're going to fall into that same pattern, and it's like, I can't blame them, but I also can say, if you want better for yourself, then you'll try to figure it out.
What about being in New Orleans or being a New Orleans girl has shaped who you are?
I would say being authentic. I'm not the person that says, hey, I eat this. This is what I eat in a day. And I was like, girl, listen, I went to Bayou Beer Garden and we had some drinks the other night. But, the next morning, I'm going to get up, I'm going to make my eggs, this and that, and I'm going to go work out. It's about balance. And I think when people see that you're authentic, it's like they can relate to you. So being relatable is the thing in New Orleans. Like, I'm never going to aim for perfection. I'm a wife and a mom, so my schedule can change at any day, anytime. So it's like, hey, how do you maneuver and balance those things and still live a healthy lifestyle? So I'm showing that it can be done, and they're like, hey, Brittany can do it. I can figure it out as well.
What's Brittany doing these days? What's on the plate?
Yes, full-time gym owner. I'm there every day. I'm the gym owner, sometimes the janitor, everything. So I'm there every day. I'm training clients. I am teaching 2 classes a week.
And what's your gym called?
The gym's called Earn That Body.
Earn That Body.
Yes, we are located on Gravier, 2600 Gravier Street. We have personal training, group classes, boxing instructor classes in the back as well. We offer meal preps, so you can come and purchase. It's a full gym. We have a locker room. We have showers. So whatever you need, come on down to Mid-City, come see us.
I love that. So for someone who's, whether they're, starting a fitness career or someone who's, sitting on the couch wanting to lose some weight, what's something that you tell them?
First of all, know that this is your passion, right? Sometimes people have a job and they still want to put one foot in, and I'm all about take the job. Take the job because you need some type of financial balance. But once you figure out the fitness side and how you can make the money and stay consistent, then go all in. Like, you have to understand, as an entrepreneur, you are the answer to whatever you make for that month. Whatever you don't do is because you didn't do something, right? So it's like you have to be consistent. It's not 9 to 5, it's 24 hours. And that's the main thing with consistency with an entrepreneurship. Now, when it comes to someone who wants to start a fitness journey, start small. Start small and work your way up. If you have not worked out, I had a girl walk in the other day and say, I haven't worked out since high school. We're going to do the treadmill a little longer today. And then when she went into her workout, we used 5 pounds, nothing over 5 pound weights. And that almost took her out. So it's like, start small. If you don't want to do a trainer, start with a walk in the park. Go online, go on YouTube. They have free videos, right? You can go on there or find your favorite trainer and get an online program. I have online programs. You can go on my website and purchase one as well. But get an online program if you're not comfortable going into a gym around people. Start doing something and then work your way up. So I don't expect you to come off the couch and go into personal training. You can, but just understand that it's going to come with a lot of hiccups and learning how to eat correctly. So, and that costs. Personal training costs. So it's like, hey, if you want to learn without having to put up so much money in the beginning, learn the things. Everything's online. Everything's on ChatGPT. Like, I'm not gatekeeping anything. Stick with the free stuff first. Learn and then work your way up, So
Yeah, and I think that's so true that, people can start kind of educating themselves just a little bit.
Yes.
And then when they're ready to take that next step, come see you.
Yep.
So, and I guess, a lot of times what it comes down to is people want to lose weight, but they have trouble putting one foot in front of the other, getting out the door, putting the clothes on. To me, I work out at 5 o'clock in the morning and I get up and I just put my feet on the ground. I put my shoes on. I don't even give myself time to think about it.
Right.
What would you tell someone who's thinking about it, who's sitting on the couch, who's,
You gotta want it. There's so many times I've had this same speech of trying to motivate people to work out. And if they're not in for it, they're not there. It's something that's going to click When you're ready, it's something that's going to click in your mind and say, you know what, I'm going to do this. I don't know when that time will be, because everybody's timing is different, but you have to want it. There's a lot of times where I'll get a phone call from a parent, hey, I need you to train my daughter. She's overeating, yada, yada. If she's not locked in herself, it's going to show up in her results. When she's not at the gym, she's going to eat whatever she wants. I've had husbands call, hey, help me get my wife's body back, and I'll say the same thing to him. Because it's you that want it and she doesn't want it, I don't know what the results are going to look like, because the motivation has to be there. If you're not motivated, fitness is the hardest shit to do when you're not motivated. So Absolutely. You have to be willing to say, I don't want this slice of pizza. I want this piece of fish and broccoli and rice, So those choices that come in the midst of it, they have to be ready for it.
And I think if you do, and it shows, because if you don't want it, you might not have that piece of pizza, but you're going to find a way eventually.
It's going to be something else.
It's going to be something else, right? So that's
you got to be motivated. You got to want it.
What motivates you day to day, like at 1 o'clock when you're ready for your work, when you're supposed to be working out, but you feel tired, or a client just yelled at you?
I'm tired every day.
Me too.
I'm tired every day, but I know the bills got to get paid, right? And me and my husband are both entrepreneurs, so we don't get up and we don't get to it. Something's not going to get paid. So we have kids. We have mouths to feed as well. So the motivation is also, for me, as being a survivor. Like, I can't just go get a job. Unless you're okay with hiring a felon. But, I can't just go get a job. So I have to work for myself. I have to be innovative. I have to think of new things to continually keep the business going. So it's more of not just survival mode, but I have other people depending on me.
Yeah, but it's interesting, because I think there's a lot of people that are still in your shoes that don't take the initiative you take. I got some rapid fire questions for you.
Let's go.
All right, let's go. So your favorite spot to grab a healthy meal in New Orleans?
On the go, Chipotle, Chick-fil-A.
What you get at Chipotle?
The high protein bowl.
Right there with you.
Yeah, stay away from bread, guys. And
that burrito is full of calories.
Yeah, no bread. I don't eat bread at all. And then let's see. If I'm sitting down, you can eat anywhere, as long as you make the healthiest choice. Like if you go somewhere and there's
if you wanted to grab a your go-to, I want to grab something healthy. I'm right around the corner. Let's go there. Where are we going?
Juan's Flying Burrito.
Right there. Got it. All right. What's your favorite po' boy? Not so much on the healthy side. Now we can get creative.
Okay. Hot sausage and shrimp. Hot sausage, half shrimp.
Half shrimp, okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Where from?
Parkway.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, Parkway, hands down.
All right. And then your favorite workout or exercise?
I like to deadlift. I'm a leg day girl. Yes, I'm a leg day girl. So it's hard because I'm tall. I'm 6 feet tall. So the deadlifting to me is easier than squatting because it's a long way down when I'm squatting, but it's easier bringing it up off the ground. I'm stronger in my hamstrings, so deadlift all day. Yeah,
that's mine too.
Yeah,
you see, but I'm short. So I don't have to go up as far. That's why I like it.
For the shorter people, deadlift and squat, your guys got it. You got it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Brittany, for having us on the show. Check out her Instagram. Check out her social media. She's got a book. She's got everything, so check her out. From NOLA with the Forstalls is presented by Jonathan and Chip Forstall. Executive producer, Mona Lisa Johnson, Sierra Media Productions. Host, Jonathan Forstall. Casting director, Jonathan Thomas, Ascension Branding and Marketing. Post-production editor and voiceover talent, Matt Palowski, Redline Studios in New York City. Produced by Ascension Branding and Marketing and Sierra Media Productions. Thanks for listening.